Have you ever noticed how the most successful people in their middle years seem to navigate life's complexities with an almost effortless grace? Is it simply experience, or could there be deeper strategies at work beneath the surface? What if I told you that choosing when to step back, when to observe rather than react, might be the ultimate display of emotional intelligence and inner strength? In this video, we'll explore 7 powerful situations where staying calm and collected isn't a sign of weakness, but rather a profound demonstration of wisdom and self-assurance. These aren't just quick tips. They're life-changing strategies rooted in emotional intelligence and psychological research that can transform how you handle everything from workplace politics to family dynamics. Don't miss a single moment, as these life-changing insights can revolutionize how you navigate relationships, challenges, and your journey through middle age. If you're not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoy this video, you can help me continue spreading these valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. When colleagues take credit for your work. As we navigate our careers in middle age, it's an unavoidable truth that colleagues, sometimes with calculated intention, sometimes unconsciously, may claim credit for our ideas, contributions, or accomplishments. Perhaps it's a presentation you spent weeks perfecting, only to have a teammate present your key insights as their own. Or maybe it's a project where your critical problem solving went unacknowledged, while others receive praise. While their actions may stem from ambition or insecurity, these moments can cut deeply, leaving us with a burning sense of injustice and a painful erosion of workplace trust. For many, it feels like a professional betrayal, a silent yet unmistakable message that our contributions are somehow less valuable or easily appropriated. I believe it's only human to feel hurt, even outraged in such moments. After all, who wouldn't want recognition for their hard work and creative thinking? These emotions are real and they matter. It's tempting to react immediately, to call out the behavior publicly, to demand acknowledgement, to set the record straight with forceful assertion. But over time, I've learned there's immense strength and strategic wisdom in taking a deep breath and choosing a more measured response. Sometimes, appearing unbothered or choosing not to fight every battle isn't about surrendering your contributions. It's about preserving your professional dignity while finding a wiser, more effective path forward. When we pause to observe, we create space to understand the deeper dynamics at play. Is this a pattern of behavior from this particular colleague? Is there an underlying culture issue that needs addressing? Or could it be an isolated incident born from pressure or misunderstanding? By holding back from immediate confrontation, you allow space for reflection and create an environment where you can address the issue strategically rather than reactively. Instead of saying, "Actually, that was my idea," try finding a moment later to say, "I'm glad my suggestion about the marketing approach resonated with you. I'd love to expand on that thinking in our next meeting." These words shift the narrative, reclaiming ownership without creating unnecessary conflict. In these moments, I remind myself of the confidence and assurance that come with experience. We've navigated complex professional relationships, weathered organizational change, and developed expertise that speaks for itself. By exercising patience and responding with calm assertion, we send a quiet but powerful message about our professional maturity and self-assurance. Choosing to observe, reflect, and respond deliberately doesn't mean forfeiting recognition or allowing yourself to be dismissed. On the contrary, it's a profound act of strategic intelligence. It's about showing through your actions and measured words that you are a seasoned professional who values cooperation and results over ego and immediate validation. This delicate balance of patience and confidence can help protect your professional reputation while strengthening the relationships that matter most to your career advancement. After all, our professional lives are too valuable to let momentary frustrations erode the networks we've spent years building. 2. When others underestimate your technical abilities. As we navigate the middle years of our careers and lives, it's almost inevitable that some people will begin to make assumptions about our capabilities, particularly when it comes to technology and innovation. This can manifest in subtle yet frustrating ways. A younger colleague over-explaining a basic digital tool as if you've never encountered one before, or team members automatically turning to the youngest person in the room for technology-related tasks, even when those fall squarely within your expertise. Even those closest to us in the workplace, mentors we've guided for years, peers we collaborated with on countless projects, may unintentionally exclude us from cutting-edge initiatives or assume our knowledge is outdated simply because of our age bracket. These moments can feel deeply dismissive, leaving you feeling pigeonholed or undervalued despite your continued growth and adaptation. It's natural in such situations to want to push back and prove them wrong immediately. You may feel a spark of defiance, a need to demonstrate that you're not just keeping pace with technological change, but often leading it. And truthfully, who wouldn't? After all, your career has been a testament to continuous learning and professional evolution, and it can sting when others fail to recognize that journey. But here's where the wisdom accumulated through professional experience comes into play. The real power lies not in constant battles to assert your technical prowess, but in the quiet confidence of knowing your capabilities and choosing when to reveal them for maximum impact. When someone underestimates your technical abilities, it often reflects their own biases or limited perspective, not your reality. It says more about their assumptions than your actual skills and knowledge base. Instead of reacting with frustration or launching into a defense of your capabilities, imagine taking a different approach. Picture a scenario where a colleague unnecessarily explains a standard industry software you've been using for years. What if, rather than correcting them or showing annoyance, you simply nodded and said, "Thanks for walking through that. It's always good to ensure we're aligned on the process." This simple response isn't just an act of professional courtesy. It's a strategic decision that keeps you positioned as a composed, mature presence in the room. By not reacting defensively, you shift the dynamic entirely. You remain calm and control and focus on the bigger picture, the work itself rather than your ego. What's more, allowing others to temporarily underestimate you can sometimes lead to the most satisfying professional moments. The same person who assumed you couldn't navigate the latest digital platform might be genuinely impressed to see you later implementing advanced features or troubleshooting complex issues with ease. These moments of quiet competence carry far more impact than any verbal assertion ever could. They subtly challenge stereotypes and remind everyone, including yourself, of the depth of your adaptability and expertise. If you're still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. This isn't about accepting false narratives about your capabilities. It's about choosing your moments strategically and revealing your strengths on your terms, when it serves your greater professional goals. Let's not forget the rich tapestry of your professional journey. You've mastered new systems, adapted to technological revolutions, reinvented your skill set multiple times, and accumulated wisdom that no momentary underestimation can erase. Those experiences are woven into who you are as a professional, a living testament to your resilience and capability. When you respond to these situations with composure and strategic patience, you send a powerful message that experience isn't a limitation, but an enhancement to your technical abilities, a foundation that allows you to contextualize new developments within a broader understanding of your field. Above all, remember this: you have nothing to prove in the moment. Your work, your adaptability, and your continued relevance already speak volumes. Others may temporarily underestimate you, but their assumptions do not define your capability or your value to the organization. By choosing strategic patience over defensiveness, grace over frustration, and quiet confidence over insecurity, you remind both yourself and others that your professional worth is unshakable. You're not here to meet anyone's preconceptions about age and ability, but to continue delivering excellence on your own terms. And that truth is ultimately more powerful than any momentary misconception. 3. When office politics threaten team harmony. The workplace is undeniably one of life's most complex social environments, a place where collaboration and competition often exist in delicate balance. Yet as much as our careers bring professional fulfillment, they can also be profound sources of interpersonal tension, especially as office politics inevitably arise. In middle age, these dynamics can feel even more complex. You've likely witnessed your share of workplace conflicts, some fleeting and easily resolved, others that seem to create lasting factions within teams. Perhaps it's departments battling over limited resources, colleagues positioning for the same promotion, or leadership decisions that spark divided opinions across the organization. These situations, whether minor disagreements or deeply entrenched rivalries, can significantly impact the cohesion you've worked so hard to foster in your professional environment. As someone with significant experience, you hold a unique position within these dynamics. Colleagues naturally look to you, seeking your perspective, your support, or perhaps even your alliance to strengthen their position. It can feel like navigating a minefield. Try to maintain productive relationships with all parties while protecting collaborative culture that enables your best work. Yet true professional wisdom lies not in taking sides in every conflict, but in discerning when your involvement will help resolve issues and when it might inadvertently amplify tensions. When office politics flare, it's tempting to share your unfiltered opinions, hoping your experience will help settle matters. But seasoned professionals understand that wading into politically charged situations without careful consideration can sometimes damage your own standing while doing little to improve the situation. Instead, mastering the art of thoughtful neutrality, maintaining a composed and slightly detached demeanor when appropriate, can be remarkably effective. This isn't about apathy or disengagement. It's about choosing a path that preserves team cohesion and your own professional relationships. A simple phrase like, "I see valid considerations on both sides. Let's focus on what best serves our objectives here," carries the dual power of acknowledging the tension while gently refocusing energy towards shared goals rather than interpersonal conflicts. In moments like these, your measured neutrality can serve as a stabilizing influence. It allows you to remind your colleagues of what often gets forgotten in the heat of workplace politics, that collaborative success ultimately matters more than individual victories. Over your career, you've likely observed how today's heated office battle becomes tomorrow's forgotten disagreement, especially once new challenges emerge. What consumes everyone's attention and energy now may seem trivial in the context of next quarter's objectives. By choosing not to fully engage in specific conflicts, you protect your professional relationships and subtly guide your colleagues toward a more balanced perspective. This approach isn't one of disinterested removal, but of strategic engagement. You've witnessed firsthand how unresolved tensions can undermine team performance and damage workplace culture. You understand the irreplaceable value of cooperation in achieving meaningful results. By stepping into the role of the composed observer who focuses on outcomes rather than drama, you set an example of professional maturity without dictating how others should feel. As you navigate these delicate situations, you also honor your own professional well-being. There's wisdom in recognizing that not every office controversy requires your intervention, and that your energy is better preserved for substantive work that advances your team's goals and your own career. Office politics may arise, but they need not define your workplace experience or professional identity. Instead, let your legacy be one of consistent performance, thoughtful leadership, and quiet strength. Be the steady presence that helps everyone maintain focus even when tensions run high. After all, when the political storm finally passes, and always does, what remains is the respect you've earned through your commitment to results over drama, collaboration over conflict. For when technology evolves faster than you can keep up, technology today often feels like it's advancing at warp speed. A relentless parade of new platforms, systems, and digital tools that transform how we work almost overnight. In just a few years, we've seen the rise of artificial intelligence in everyday business applications, complex collaboration tools, automated workflows, and data analytics platforms that have fundamentally changed how decisions are made in virtually every industry. For many professionals in their middle years, this constant evolution of technology can sometimes feel like trying to hit a moving target. The digital landscape shifts so rapidly that mastering one system often means another has already emerged to replace it. This isn't about intelligence or capability. It's about the reality of navigating a professional environment where technological change has become exponential rather than incremental. But I want to say this clearly. There is no professional failure in acknowledging this challenge. Technology is advancing faster than at any point in human history, and it doesn't matter how quick your learning curve is. It's about managing the constant acceleration of change in ways that allow you to remain effective and focus on your core strengths. For those of us who built the foundation of our careers in environments that emphasize different skills, perhaps deep subject matter expertise, relationship building, or strategic thinking, it's understandable to occasionally feel that technology is moving beyond our grasp. Yet consider this. We've navigated massive professional shifts before. We've adapted to globalization, weathered economic recessions, embraced remote work transformations, and reinvented our skill sets multiple times. We've built careers, mentored emerging talent, and contributed to organizational success through numerous paradigm shifts. So when technology momentarily outpaces us, it's not a reflection of our capacity or relevance. It's simply the nature of a rapidly evolving professional landscape that everyone, regardless of age, struggles to fully keep pace with. When we encounter systems or platforms we don't immediately understand, it's easy to feel a momentary sense of inadequacy, to worry that we're falling behind the curve. But that's precisely the wrong mindset to embrace. There's tremendous power in approaching technology with composed curiosity rather than anxious urgency. There's nothing professionally diminishing about saying, I'd like to understand how this new platform changes our approach. Even if you've already researched it independently, the simple act of engaging collaboratively around new technology opens up space for connection across generational lines in your workplace. It's not about pretending to be less knowledgeable. It's about creating opportunities for mutual learning that strengthen team cohesion. There is something profoundly valuable about how this approach can bridge gaps within organizations. Younger colleagues often find genuine satisfaction in sharing their technological fluency, while benefiting from your contextual understanding of how the technology serves larger business objectives. These moments of knowledge exchange are the ones that build stronger teams, moments where different perspectives come together to create more robust solutions. But let's be realistic. There will be times when you genuinely find yourself challenged by new systems, and that's completely acceptable. It's okay to acknowledge when you're navigating unfamiliar territory, and it's okay to feel momentary frustration. However, when that happens, try to embrace a mindset of strategic adaptation rather than comprehensive mastery. Approach it with measured confidence. I've integrated new systems throughout my career. This is simply the next evolution. This perspective not only reduces unnecessary pressure, but also places the technology in its proper context, as a tool to serve your professional objectives, not an end in itself. It's never about mastering every technological nuance. Even digital natives don't achieve that. It's about identifying which aspect of evolving technology directly impact your core responsibilities and focusing your energy there. This selective adaptation is not a compromise, but a strategic choice that honors your experience and prioritizes your impact. Remember, technology is fundamentally just a means to an end. It exists to enhance human capability, not replace it. The goal should never be technological mastery for its own sake, but rather thoughtful integration of tools that amplify your established professional strengths, your judgment, your relationship skills, your industry knowledge, and your strategic thinking. Whether it's adapting to new communication platforms, learning data visualization tools, or understanding automated workflows, let technology serve as an enhancement to your effectiveness, not a source of unnecessary stress. And in the process, allow yourself the professional maturity to adapt at a sustainable pace, to learn collaboratively, and to focus on technology's purpose rather than its novelty. Because in the end, it's not the tools that define professional success. It's how we use them to deliver value, build relationships, and solve meaningful problems. Those fundamentals of excellence remain constant, even as the technological landscape continuously transforms around us. 5. When your professional judgment is questioned. Throughout your career, you've developed a finely calibrated professional compass, an ability to assess situations, weigh options, and make decisions that reflect both sound reasoning and years of accumulated experience. Your choices, whether they involve strategic direction, resource allocation, or complex problem solving, are the product of expertise that has been refined through countless professional challenges and successes. Yet, despite the depth of your experience, there will inevitably be times when 6. During ideological disagreements. In today's increasingly polarized world, discussions about politics, religion, or deeply held beliefs can quickly escalate into heated arguments that leave lasting wounds. These topics, so deeply intertwined with our identities and values, have the power to fracture even the closest relationships, turning dinner table conversations into battlegrounds where everyone is desperate to be heard, but no one is truly listening. Throughout your life, you've witnessed how societal debates cycle through the generations. The passionate certainties of one era often give way to new perspectives in the next. From civil rights movements to environmental concerns, from economic policies to social issues, you've seen how these discussions evolve, sometimes progressing, sometimes circling back to familiar territory. With this historical perspective comes a unique understanding. Most ideological arguments aren't truly about finding common ground or deeper understanding. They're about staking a claim to the truth, about proving who's right regardless of the cost of relationships. And that cost can be devastatingly high. It can be heart-wrenching to watch people you care about become entrenched in opposing viewpoints, especially when you have your own deeply held beliefs shaped by decades of experience. The temptation to jump into the fray, to assert your perspective with the full weight of your years behind it, can be strong. You've lived through it all. Surely your voice deserves to be heard? And yet, there's profound wisdom in recognizing when engagement serves no purpose beyond escalating tensions. Sometimes the strongest position is one of quiet observation rather than active participation. This isn't about abandoning your principles or beliefs. It's about choosing when and how to express them in ways that preserve the relationships you value. Imagine sitting at a family gathering as younger generations passionately debate the latest political controversy. Instead of adding your voice to the rising tension, you might offer a gentle redirection. You all have such energy for these discussions. It reminds me of when we used to debate about shared family memory. The simple pivot acknowledges their passion, while creating space for connection rather than division. This selective engagement isn't about apathy or indifference. It's about recognizing that some battles aren't worth fighting, that relationships matter more than ideological victories. It's about preserving your emotional energy for conversations where your perspective will be truly heard and valued rather than dismissed in the heat of argument. By choosing not to engage in every ideological skirmish, you demonstrate that love and respect transcend political divides. You model the kind of patience and perspective that can only come from having witnessed how today's urgent debates often fade into tomorrow's footnotes. You show that while beliefs matter, people matter more. This approach doesn't mean remaining silent forever. There will be moments when your voice is needed, when your perspective can bring clarity or comfort. The art lies in discerning when to speak and when to simply be present. Offer your support through a reassuring smile or a gentle touch rather than words that might further inflame tensions. Remember that in a world increasingly defined by division, your choice to prioritize harmony over being right is a powerful statement. It's a reminder that beneath our different beliefs, we share common hopes and fears, common needs for connection and understanding. By rising above the noise of ideological battles, you create space for what truly endures, the bonds of affection and respect that sustain us through life's journey. 7. When others try to exploit your kindness. Throughout your life, generosity and compassion have likely been among your most treasured qualities. The ability to offer help, to extend kindness, to support others in their times of need. These are the actions that have brought meaning and fulfillment to your days. They reflect the best of who you are and what you value. Yet this very kindness, this willingness to see the good in others and extend a helping hand, can sometimes make you vulnerable. Not everyone perceives your generosity as the gift it is. Some see it as an opportunity to take advantage, to extract more than you intended to give, to push boundaries you never meant to cross. Perhaps it's a salesperson applying pressure tactics to make a quick sale. Maybe it's an acquaintance who always seems to need financial help, but never quite gets back on their feet. Or it could be a family member who relies on your emotional support, but offers little in return. These situations can leave you feeling conflicted, torn between your natural inclination to help and your growing sense that something isn't quite right. This conflict is part of the complex emotional landscape we navigate as we age. We want to remain open-hearted and generous, yet we've seen enough of life to recognize when someone might be taking advantage of our good nature. We feel the pull to help, yet something inside whispers caution. When faced with requests or situations that make you uncomfortable, remember this. You don't need to respond immediately. There's wisdom in creating space for reflection, in saying, I need to think about this, or let me consider what I can do. This isn't deception or unkindness. It's a form of self-protection that allows you to honor your instincts and evaluate the situation clearly. This strategic hesitation gives you time to ask important questions. Does this request align with my values? Is this person respectful of my boundaries? Will this help truly make a difference? Or am I enabling problematic behavior? Sometimes, the pressure to decide quickly is itself a warning sign that something isn't right. Over the years, you developed a finely tuned sense for reading people and situations. When something doesn't feel right, it's often because it isn't. Trust this intuition. It's one of your most valuable assets, refined through decades of experience with human nature in all its complexity. By creating this space for reflection, you regain control of the situation. You move from reacting to responding, from pressure to choice. This doesn't mean closing your heart or becoming cynical. Rather, it means directing your kindness with intention and wisdom, ensuring that your generosity flows where it will truly make a difference rather than where it might be exploited. Remember that true generosity comes from a place of confidence and security, not from guilt or obligation. When you give from this grounded place, your kindness becomes more meaningful and powerful. It becomes an expression of your values rather than a response to manipulation. Your compassion is a precious resource, one that deserves to be honored and protected. By taking the time to assess each situation, by trusting your instincts, and by directing your kindness with intention, you ensure that your generosity remains a source of strength rather than a point of vulnerability. This discernment isn't selfish. It's the wisdom that allows your kindness to continue flowing where it's truly needed and appreciated. As we reflect on these 7 situations where the wisdom of age offers unique strength, a common thread emerges. The quiet power that comes from choosing how to respond rather than simply reacting. This power doesn't announce itself with grand gestures or forceful assertions. Instead, it reveals itself in the thoughtful pause, the gentle redirection, the knowing smile that says, I understand more than you realize. So the next time you face one of these challenging situations, take a moment to pause and remember, sometimes the most powerful response isn't a forceful assertion of your position, but a gentle demonstration of your wisdom. In that choice lies a strength that only grows more profound with age, the quiet power of knowing when to hold your ground and when to let go, all while maintaining your dignity, your peace, and your authentic self. If you found value in today's discussion, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which of these 7 situations resonated most strongly with you? Perhaps you faced criticism about your lifestyle choices, navigated difficult family dynamics, or encountered someone trying to take advantage of your kindness. Share your experience in the comments below. Thank you for joining me today in celebrating the quiet power of wisdom that grows more profound with each passing year. Until next time, remember that your greatest strength may not be in what you say or do, but in the wisdom to know when less is more.